Good morning, Governor. How are you?
Well, I'm good. Good to be back with you.
Can you fill us in on Measure 1 in Ohio, which is a radical abortion rights initiative? Is it winning in Ohio, or is it going to go down to defeat? I know you're urging people to vote no. Tell us about it.
I think it's going to be very close. Yes, it is a radical proposal. It would make Ohio one of the most liberal states in the union in regard to abortion. It does a couple big things. One, it provides that abortion can occur at any point during the pregnancy, absolutely any point. The second, it would override Ohio's parental consent law and make it so that parents would not necessarily be involved in that decision. So two big things that make it just really not right for Ohio. Just goes much too far. I mean, whether people are pro-life or pro-choice, it just goes too far. I mean, many people who are pro-choice certainly do not want to see abortion, in the late term.
Governor, it's an off year in Ohio. I don't know what your turnout's going to be. Abortion rights absolutists, the extremists in pro-abortion land, they will show up. Will the pro-life community show up? And what about the voters who just generally don't check in unless it's a presidential election?
Been a lot of money spent. The pro-abortion side of this has been spending a massive amount of money. They've got money from source-connected organizations. They have money. Even the governor of Illinois put in $500,000, if you can believe that, in Ohio to get this passed. So they have a lot of money, but there's a real understanding, I think, and my wife and I are certainly working to get that understanding across the state. We did an ad that is running in Ohio, talking about just how this is not right for Ohio and how it goes much too far. I'm headed right now at this moment to a door-to-door operation. We have volunteers. We've had a lot of volunteers out going door-to-door. So I think this turnout's going to be pretty high for an off-year election.
So, Governor, in terms of early voting, do you have any indication whether Measure 1 is losing? Again, Ohio Republicans, Ohio conservatives, Ohio pro-lifers are urging a no vote. Even some Democrats are urging a no vote because Ohio is a red state, and this is a radical measure. Measure 1 is just radical. Have you had any Democrats come to your side, Governor?
Well, we have an ad running now with a woman who identifies herself as pro-choice. I don't know whether she's Democrat or Republican, but she identifies as pro-choice, and her message to the people of Ohio is that this goes much too far. It just goes too far. Again, I think that if you look where people in Ohio are on the abortion issue, there's certainly many different positions. But even people who are pro-choice, most of them, if you look at the polling data. Most people who are pro-choice don't think that you should be able to have an abortion, that abortion should be permitted, up until the time of birth. This would overrule Ohio's ban on partial birth abortion. Partial birth abortion was developed by a doctor, Dr. Haskell, in Ohio a number of years ago. We've been able to stop it because we passed a law against that. But this constitutional amendment is written so broadly that it would certainly overturn that as well.
So, Governor, I want people to understand as we wrap up, the folks who are selling Proposition 1, Amendment 1, are not being honest when they say abortion can be limited in cases except for the life or the health of the mother. That's the old slippery slope. It just basically says whatever you want to do, wherever you want to do it in Ohio, right?
Well, there is an exception for health of the mother, but as you know, if you look at how the Supreme Court has defined health of the mother in previous abortion cases, is extremely broad, and so that would be the definition that we would follow. It also makes it up to the person who is the doctor who is performing the abortion to really decide that. And there's no really appeal, or there's no oversight over that. So it's the person who's doing the abortion It's their determination whether health has to do with the health of the mother. And then if you look at how health of the mother is defined, it's been defined very, very broadly by the courts. So in effect, even though they say, well, after viability, that it would allow the state to regulate, the truth is that it would be essentially at any point during the pregnancy.
If Measure 1 passes, it's unlimited abortion in Ohio. That's why you've got to vote no. Cincinnati, Toledo, Ohio, Cleveland, Youngstown, wherever you are listening this morning. Governor DeWine is right. Vote no next week on Tuesday. And if early voting is still an option for you, go vote no now. Thank you, Governor DeWine. Always a pleasure to talk to my home state governor out there leading the No on One campaign and working hard at it. Thank you, Governor DeWine.